fellow vapors, Vaping Newbie here, and I got a package in the mail, courtesy of the villagevaporette.com. I'll put the link down below. And before I forget, Rana and Bruce have opened up a shop, a brick and mortar retail shop, at 48 Queen Street East in Cambridge, Ontario. 48 Queen Street East, Cambridge, Ontario. If you're in that area, you want to drop by because you really want to meet these people. If not, you want to go on their website at thevillagevaporette.com and look at some of the product they sell. Very unique and quite good quality. I have several pieces from them. One of my favorite places to go. So good job and congratulations, Ron and Bruce. One of which came in the mail yesterday, and it is the Tobeco Kayfun 4. Thing I liked about it right in the door is the packaging. One thing I like about it is they didn't rip off Somesto's packaging. That happens quite a bit. So thank you, Tobeco. Nicely done there. But that's all they didn't rip off. The packaging, there literally is nothing for it, nothing on it. And you have just that. That's the recycling information and that type of thing. And that's all. You open up the box, and that's it. No instructions. No directions, no guides, no parts list, nothing. The only thing besides the tank, and I'm going to break this all down for you, is you get a little baggie with a spare spring that works the adjustable airflow and juice control. So I'm going to change camera angles, and we're going to take a look at the Tobeco Kayfun 4. Well, I'm trying a new camera angle, so you'll forgive me. It is brand spanking new. So there we have the Tobeco Kayfun 4. You take it out of the box, and this is what you get. You get the PMMA tank, the plastic tank. You have a glass center tank, and then attached to the Kayfun 4 is the stainless steel tank. When you look at it, it's actually quite attractive to look at. I find that they did a good job with it. It's all stainless steel in this configuration. It does have a 22 millimeter base, and then it juts out at the center to about 23.5 millimeter. The drip tip is exchangeable if you so desire. It's very tight. The thing I like about this drip tip, it has those dual O-rings, so you're getting a really nice seal. Then you have what I'm going to call the converter for your drip tip, and we're going to take it apart and show you all the different pieces you get with it. And then on the drip tip, you might see now, Canadians in winter, this is a toughie, but you see that sort of swirl on the drip tip. And when you have the stainless steel configuration, that carries through right in the center tank. So that actually looks really nice. And could be a cold drip tip for us up here in Canada. On the stainless steel middle section, you have the words Somesto, and then just over the airflow and juice control, it is the Somesto logo. The bottom is all based upon the idea of an adjustable airflow ring, which is right here. This piece right here, it's a knurled bit, and then you have a juice flow control, which is the bottom part. So I'm going to take it apart, show you some of the pieces, because there's been a lot of people thinking that it is overcomplicated, but it is not. So please bear with me. Okay, now we have the pieces all taken apart, and I'm going to call these the common pieces. The only thing that's not here are the center pieces, because they're exchangeable. So I'm going to, when I put it together, you've seen it already with the stainless steel center piece, I'm going to put it together with both the PMMA and the glass centerpiece. So in order from top to bottom, you have that 510 drip tip. I like that with the two O-rings on that. And then, again, folks, I didn't get a list of parts, so I made up the words as I went. I call this the drip tip converter. Now, this actually will screw into the top O-ring, or I'm sorry, the top ring, but if you so desire, you can turn around and put any drip tip that you like in it. So for this video, I'm going to be using the enclosed drip tip for my testing. Then you have this O-ring, and that sits at the very top. And this is this ring here is what that drip tip converter will sit in. You have a locking nut, and this is a knurled little nut that's going to lock everything together when you reassemble it all. You have a top ring. Again, you have an O-ring in the interior of it. This is actually the top, and you can see all those holes around the edges, not the center, but around the edges. That's how you're going to top fill this tank. Then you have a bottom ring, and this goes around the build deck at the bottom of the base. And again, nice O-ring and a very solid piece. The next part is this massive chimney. It is just huge for a Kayfun, and it is does not come apart into two pieces. It is one solid unit. At least I've never been able to get it apart. And again, Tobeco has put an O-ring around the base of that. And then you have this that I call it the build deck guard. This will go around the build deck. It's just a simple stainless steel ring. And then you have the build deck, which has a combination of things. It's the build deck, and then it has your airflow and juice flow control. So let's take a look at this. You'll notice it does, I got a build on there, so you might not pick it up, but there are 4 screws used on the deck. There are 2 positive, 2 negative screws. I was hoping you'd be able to see it a bit better, so I apologize for that. The reason being for that is that you can configure a single coil build any way you like. You can do a double coil build. It's just not something that I would do on a Kayfun, as I find a 1 ohm coil quite sufficient. I usually build between 1 and 1.2 ohms on my Kayfun, so I'm doing the same thing here. Now this particular coil I got, I wish I could get this in the focus a bit more for you, but this particular coil I got will actually go diagonally from one positive to the negative. And then on the bottom, you have the unit with all the holes, which is the airflow control. And to adjust that, you simply turn it. And then beneath that, this last ring here is the juice flow control. So we're going to talk about that a bit more at length because I think it's important. But let me just show you how easy it is to actually reassemble. And folks, this was without any directions. I'm going to be using the glass centerpiece so you get a different view of what it looks like. So you simply pick up your build deck, you put on that build deck guard, and again, I'm just making these up. You then put on your chimney piece. You put on that. Now, this is important. You'll notice it's a taper on either side, but only one side has a thread, so make sure you're putting the right side there. You put that on, that screws right in. The threading on this tank, really nice. The only issue I had was that guard around the build deck seemed a bit rough. You put in your glass piece, you put in that top piece, none of this screws in. You have that little nut that I was showing you, that locking nut, that goes in next, and it's knurled, so you can get a grasp of it. Now, before I put anything else on, so there's your tank before I finish it off. I'm sorry, I'm looking down on it, not what you're seeing. So there's your tank, and then you see all those holes I was telling you about. You want to make sure you don't get juice down that center pipe, but all those holes will allow you to top fill this tank. You put on that little top ring, and what I do is lock it all down, but not too tight. You do not want to over tighten this because it is an SOB to take apart, especially when your hands have juice. There's your drip tip converter. Finally, your drip tip. There you go. When you compare that to the size of a Kayfun 3.1 clone, they're approximately the same size. One looks bigger than the other. One seems heavier than the other, but indeed, with a smaller drip tip, they are actually the same size. So here you are. That's the Kayfun 4 with the glass center tank. Give me a moment. I'm going to take it apart and put on the PMA tank. Okay, so I've taken it apart, and now let's reassemble it with the PMMA tank, or the plastic tank. The parts that I won't need for this are the top ring that has those holes to do the top filling with the glass or stainless. That knurled locking nut at the top, don't need that either. And at the base, that other ring, don't need that. So you're simply left with these pieces. Now, the way I've been doing it is I just simply take that top ring, that's the ultimate top ring, screw that in, put in the drip tip converter with the drip tip attached. You'll notice on the base, everything stayed the same. With the chimney on, you simply put this in. It all fits in together. And again, threading is very nice. And there you go with the PMMA tank. So again, it's nice. And when you compare that, once again, to the 3.1, it's actually smaller. So you see how easy it is. It really is simple to take apart, put together. And that is the Kayfun 4 by Tobeco. I'm going to do a build on it, which you already saw, and take it for a test spin. So we're going to change the camera and go back up top, as they say. Okay, we're back up top, and as they say, wanted to show you a bit more to build deck here. I'm going to take off that build deck guard. I really don't know what to call it, but there you go. You got those 4 screws. There's 2 negatives, 2 positive, and then at the base on that, this part here, right here, is going to move up and down to adjust your juice flow. So I think that's really cool. As well as the airflow, there are 4 holes at the base of it when it's open that allows the airflow to come through. So by turning this piece right here, you're going to be able to adjust it up and down. I know it's hard, it's small, it's hard to hold to show you it physically moving. One of the things you have to be careful, you do not want to over tighten any one part of this because it's hell to get it apart. And number 2, you don't want to over loosen this bottom piece because this whole thing will come apart. And that's that spare spring. It's the only spare they give you. There's no Canthal, there's no blue screwdriver, there's no silica wick, no spare screws, just a spare spring. And that's to put in the, I do not want to take it apart, but to put in the deck that's going to allow it to go up and down. So let me just put all this together. So again, you have that build deck guard. Put on the chimney. Massive chimney for a Kayfun. Put in that bottom ring. And folks, I've had it a day and a half. So what makes me able to do this is it's quite easy. Notice none of this is screwing together. It's all held together by that knurled nut. And even that, you do not want to over tighten, folks. Trust me. So you have it all put back together. I'm not going to put on that top ring with the drip tip as yet because you still have to put juice in it. And there you go. There's your tank. Again, before I put juice, I'm going to turn this all the way counterclockwise. So basically, I'm shutting off any juice or air control. I want to stop it. The nut here, combined with the interior that's in here, is going to allow airflow. So that bubble that you like to get on the Kayfuns, when you do that 3.1 fill it, turn it upside down, let the bubble rise, this is doing it for you. So you have absolutely no problems getting the juice in there, and then no gurgling afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some juice right here. This is Apple Anarchy by the Village Vaporette, and I'm just going to simply pump it in these holes. You can go around. Now I'm going to put this on pause and come back because there's no point in you watching me do all this. Okay, so we got the juice in there. I did not fill it. I basically went halfway. I don't know if you can see it, but just past the halfway point in the stainless steel, I'm sorry, on the glass tank. So let me get this on a device and we'll play with a bit of that airflow control, juice control, and get it going. Okay, so I put it on my ZNA 50 cloud port from the Village Vaporette. I adjusted the air holes by turning it clockwise. Again, it's not complicated, folks. There's a lot of people saying, oh, it looks like there's a lot. It really isn't. This ring just turns to shut it off, and you turn it this way to open it. But do not over loosen because that whole base will just come off and it'll be a cluster thing. We got some Apple Anarchy in here. So this is showing 1.2 ohms, which is exactly what I thought it was going to be. I got it at 16 watts, a bit higher for me, but what the hell, it's the Kayfun 4. Let's give it a go. damn fine. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. Of course, a lot goes into the build, but right in the door, no gurgling, no leak. The importance of that, turning the bottom, making sure that that's adjusted to the right way. The amount of cotton, again, just about a quarter-inch above that guard that goes around the build deck. Gently push it down. Absolutely fantastic. Works well. A lot of people might sit and think, Gord, you've only had that for a day and a half. Why are you doing an overview so quickly? I've done nothing but play with this for a day and a half. Played with it, vaped with it, built it, unbuilt it, built it, and I think I know enough about it to say that this is a definite winner. Village Vaporette sells this for about $40 on their website and in store. You're going to want to get this. I highly recommend it. This has moved close to the top of my Kayfun collection. Number one Kayfun was a gift. Number two Kayfun is definitely the Kayfun 4. I think they really made a nice product. The fact that you can put in a glass center tank, which means you don't have to worry about what juices you use, is a plus. You almost can nano this with the PMMA tank. And of course, that stainless steel tank looks kick-ass. I just opted for the glass so I could see the juice and you could see the juice. So we don't overfill it. But again, you don't have to worry about turning it upside down and a whole bit. You got that easy fill at the top, not down the center tube. Can't say that enough. You want to watch that. And most bottles, not an issue. The reason why I have the Apple Anarchy in that is I took it out of these bottles. You can easily fill it with this dripper if it's capped. So no worries there. So good job, Tobeco. Thank you, Rona and Bruce. I appreciated this, the opportunity. Thank you for trusting me to talk about it and give my points and my overviews on it. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this and got something out of it. I always like spending time with you. Stay healthy and happy vaping. Take care, folks.